What is up, everybody? Welcome to the After Chat. Oftentimes, I just go straight to questions, but I'm going to kick this off with a little bit of a background. You may be looking at the thumbnail, bad operators. Say it ain't so, Josh. Say it ain't so, Josh. But yes, every time there's a DXpedition, particularly Bouvet, a lot of morons, I don't know what else to say, come out of the woodwork, and both they don't understand the operation of the radio, so they are bad operators in the traditional sense, where they don't know that they're doing something wrong. But then there's the people that are using the reply all, please remove me from this email list tactic of trying to deal with them on the air. So I wanted to talk briefly about that. And in fact, we might be able to see it happen live. Going back to the web here, I mentioned that you should follow, the different DXpedition stations on something like PSK Reporter. There are other methods, but this is an easy one. So 3Y0K is down here, this little light bulb looking thing. That's Bouvet Island. And those blue dots that all say 6 minutes, 7 minutes, those are people that heard that station on 40 meters. Now, I'm going to go ahead and go out on a limb. This is also a representation of something else that's going on. I think that this is somebody spoofing 3Y0K because everybody heard them at the same time and they haven't heard them since. There's no variations in the signal. They haven't, you don't see more in, Europe or South America getting more often hits. And then you see a ton in the United States. This coverage, by the way, is insane. If they actually start working 40 meters, I probably will be able to make a contact with them, which would be fantastic because I don't have the log yet. I haven't had the time to work it. So there's problem one, is that there's people that are spoofing call signs and pretending to be DX stations. The most extreme example of bad actors. But on the WSJTX side of the house, so I will I'll bring this up. Can I let's move this a little bit. Can I make this bigger? I can. Hold on. Yeah. So on the receive screen, which is the one right there with all the text, you can see there's a lot of stations that are calling. And see this gap here? We're all waiting for 3Y0K to transmit here and hear it in our home station so that we can reply. But see all these people? They're all replying and they're calling them, but they haven't heard the station. You shouldn't be calling, all right? I talked about this when I was in Hawaii. People were calling me nonstop, and they couldn't hear me. They could not hear me because I was replying to them, and I would reply to them over and over and over and over and over. And this was right before WSJTX had the upgrade where I could block call signs. And so my WSJTX was trying to reply to these people constantly because it was like the loudest station, but they couldn't hear me because I was on a dinky little antenna in the middle of the Pacific Ocean with, 50 watts. It happens, right? But people have poor discipline in the sense that if you don't hear the station, in this case 3Y0K, you shouldn't be calling. You should not call. I can't stress this enough. It doesn't matter if it's FT8, single sideband, CW. It doesn't matter. This guy's even saying, hey, I'll just give you the -18. I don't think he heard him at -18. I don't think he heard anything. I don't think any of these people have heard them. Maybe I'm wrong. But why do I think that? Well, all the spotters. Okay, see, there we go. Okay, so now they are transmitting because they just updated. So you see how we have a 3 and then a 4 and then a 10? Okay, good. So they are possibly activating or are active on 40 meters now. So this is why we start watching, right? We keep an eye on this stuff. But still, I don't think that's what's happening here in a lot of cases, right? Because I'm not seeing a 73. I'm not seeing the progression of any of these stations. So I don't think they're working them right now. They're just screaming into the echo. They're the pick-me's of ham radio. These are the pick-me's of ham radio. So, okay, bad operators. They don't know that they shouldn't be calling until they actually hear the station. Okay, fine. But, oh, okay, Jake. There you go. Jake's hearing them, but barely. Okay, good. You should reply. You should reply. Now, this brings me to the next point is people are upset that there's so many people that are clogging up, the band, if you will, which it's not that big of a deal. In FT8, it's more of just a petty annoyance than anything. But then people are now taking and removing the text, and they're adding free text. They're getting their little typey types in there. And now they're just sending messages. So QRT, idiots. Oh my God, dumb. Please send help, which I don't even understand that one. What was the next one? Out of fuel. I don't know where they're getting that from. Hoax, as in the DXpedition is a hoax, which it's not. Poor op, which it's like, well, yeah, these people got to go to bed. They got to transition to different bands. Being in the South Atlantic is different from being on the West Coast of the United States or even in the middle of Europe, the whole thing. And then this sucks. So if you just watch FT8 rolling, you get quite a lot of interesting stuff that's happening. I'm not going to pull up the cluster, but the cluster's actually, you know what? I take it back. I am going to pull up the cluster. So if we go to DX Watch, and so let's type, we could probably just find them. Ooh, there's not a lot. Anyway, let's filter down. Get out of here. No. There it is. That's the one we want. And 3Y0K. So this guy's saying that it's a spoof. This has turned into a joke. And just watch this, right? Just watch the updates. And yes, these people are actually this guy. Who is this? KC1TXB. Can I just pick? Oh, can I click it and just pull up their call sign? Hey, look at that. So there you go. From his little laptop, he's typing. This has turned into a joke, right? So bad ops, salty hams, the whole 9 yards. But just keep in mind, this is like a $1.5 million DXpedition to one of the most remote land masses in the world. One of the hardest places to get to, incredibly difficult. The logistics are very complicated. And these entitled jerks are frothing at the mouth like a keyboard commando and complaining. And I'm not surprised, but I'm disappointed, right? At the same time. Humanity will do as humans do. This is not surprising to me, but I am disappointed by it. So, yeah, there you go. So I thought I would open up with that. But yes, this is the Ham Radio Crash Course after chat. We will take your questions live. We just got done talking about POTA radios. POTA is a wonderful topic to talk about. So if you join us on the Discord, take the link in the video description, you will be able to hang out with us and we can talk about all that stuff. So let me hop down there and I'll show you what to do when you join. It's a fantastic picture to be able to join Discord at this particular moment. But there's my buddy Mike, K8MRD. Fantastic picture. But anyway, when you join the Discord after you get in, see where it says hashtag live-stream? That's the text chat. That's what you're looking at here, right? So all the chat will be there, and we got funny memes and all that other stuff. But then if you click on live-stream/after chat, you will join the voice chat. And it is a big old pile of peeps. Look at all these people in there. It's going to be a lot of fun. Make sure you set up your speakers or mics, speakers, mics, and then bind a PTT button. You need to bind some kind of a key so it turns your mic on that you can talk. If we just let everybody free talk, it would be bedlam. We have a hard enough time making sure people wait their turn to talk because people were very excited. We're very excited. A lot of ham radio. I don't know what accent I don't know what I'm trying to do right now, but let's just join the chat.
Hello, Josh.
Hello. How's it going?
We're just talking about APRS and 891s and JS8. The usual.
Yep. Oh, yeah, those are...
talking about radios, and then somehow, of course, it gets back. Somebody made some smart aleck comment about me and APRS. So.
Yep. It's bound to happen, Mike.
And how K8MRD is wrong.com.
Bound to happen.
Yeah.
Watts and Hertz. Boy, howdy. Everybody wants to talk about the FX4C, blah, blah, blah. Yes, I said that on the video. You might have missed it, Watts and Hertz, but I said I reviewed the previous one. I never reviewed the CR. Never owned the CR. And I believe I gave away the FX4 to somebody. New Ham, or it was another YouTuber to do a video on. But, yeah. Okay. So welcome everybody to the after chat. We do take your questions live. So we look to the Discord first for questions or topics, right? So if you are here for the first time and you have a question, or maybe just want to say hi, go ahead and PTT up and say hello, give your name, and we'll take a minute, talk with you. Anybody here for the first time like to say hi or ask a question? Go ahead, Frank.
I'm not first time, but a couple people have mentioned that the Discord audio is
I already
low
got
on
it, Frank.
YouTube.
I already got it. I'm also reading the chat. Thank you.
Okay.
Anybody here for the first time like to say hi or ask a question?
What? Funny how that works. I mean, I missed stuff too, so I could.
What? Frank, what? What'd you say? All right, he's good. We're going to get back to Frank in a little bit. Don't worry. We're not going to forget about his libelous statements that the 710 is a better receiver than the FTDX10. But anyway, anybody here for the first time that would like to say hi or ask a question, or first timer, if there's a topic you'd just like to cover that you'd like to hear more people talk about, go ahead, throw it in there. Love to hear it. I definitely see some new avatars that I've not seen before. So I'm going to push you. Come on, just say hi.
My fanny pack?
Don't be shy.
I see Tom E. I see Marvin the Martian. Who is that?
It's just me, Josh. I've talked on here before.
Oh, okay. All right, well then let's talk about anything. Open questions from anyone, anywhere. We'll come back to newcomers first if there's any that show up. Anybody want to talk about anything new or interesting, fun, otherwise, POTA recommendations, radios I didn't cover, or we'll just go to complaining about the poor ops on for the DXpedition.
Hey Josh, I missed. Did you bring out the IC 7100 as a POTA top fiver?
No, I did not.
Well, some people might need to hear that. It is the awesomest of awesome box radio.
The 7100 better than just bringing out a 7300 Mark II? Well, go ahead. Make your case.
Well, I was actually going to make a case for the all band 991A or 7100, either one, as being, because you can use it as a POTA, but you can also use it for incoms.
Well,
and therefore you're using the same kit.
The 991 was not on my list. I never really enjoyed that radio. Never really liked it. I own a 7100. I think it's great, but I don't know. I would grab the 7300 first.
Excuse me, Josh. I'm a bit confused about something. You said the 991 wasn't on your list, but wasn't that the first radio you mentioned at the beginning of the video when you were just in your car?
Nope.
When you just...
No, it was the FTX.
Well, now I'm really confused. Sorry?
It was the FTX.
Oh, I could have sworn the... Sorry. I could have sworn the 991 was in there.
No. I said the 891. That's the first radio I talked about was the 891.
Okay, that's why I'm getting confused. Sorry, I was getting confused.
Vastly different radios.
991.
Yeah, vastly different radios.
Sorry, Josh.
Oh, yeah, no problem. Nothing, again, if you like your 991s, have at. You can have as many of them as you want. There's plenty of radios in the sea for me. Hopefully not in the sea, literally, but I just never really enjoyed the radio. Yeah. And yes, everybody in the chat that's saying the FTX is greater than the 991, to me, the FTX is the spiritual successor of the 991. I totally agree with that. That's where I keep my car batteries. That's right. That's in the ocean. That's how you get the best life out of them. Oh, that's an interesting question. Okay, we got a question in the chat. What's the best way to take slack out of wires for a dipole? Like they're drooping? Like they're just kind of droopy? Like you got the center connector up and they're just drooping down? I tie a taut line hitch and using Dacron line, the static ones that have no flex. So don't use paracord. I wouldn't use bungee cords either. I would use Dacron line that's static and learn to tie a taut line hitch. That is the one of the best knots that a ham radio operator can use. Is that right? It's a taut line hitch or a Prusik?
Taut line hitch is good enough, Josh.
Is that, let's see. Should be.
That's what I learned in Scouts.
Cross 6 is for like ascending on a rope. Taut line is for, taking down
Yeah.
your tent.
It's like a tent stake knot. Taut line hitch. Incredibly valuable knot. Won't slide. If you tie it right and you use the right line, it will not slide. And so you will use an insulator, like a dog bone insulator, and you can tie a bow line around the end lead of that goes through the insulator. That will not let go. And then the loose end goes to wherever you're tightening it, and then you use a taut line hitch to tighten it up.
Pronounced
A
bowling.
knot. No. See, you don't want a knot, just any knot. You want something that you can take and apply tension or remove tension. So the Dacron line, the ones that people use for guying antennas, very good stuff, but all line will slacken a bit over time. So you want to get in there and give it a little bit more tension after about a week or so.
The taut line hitch gives you a mechanical advantage.
Are you talking about trying one in a tree? Because don't you want it to sway a little bit with a tree, so you don't want it tight?
He didn't say that. I mean, we can
Yeah,
speculate.
I know he didn't. Yeah.
If you
he
now,
didn't, so it's hard to say.
if that's the case, like you've got something that's got a lot of sway to it, then yeah, using a pulley and some kind of a let's say you got a dipole. So let me go back to me here. Got a dipole. Maybe it's somewhat inverted V, and it's at a center connector. And that center connector is a static connection, meaning it doesn't move. It's a hard mount to like a tree, right? Trees sway. They move around in the wind. So your dipole is going to go back and forth, and you're going to be pulling and pushing in both directions. You could potentially reach a limit where you'll get a mechanical failure, either in the wire, some knot, something like that. So what people will do is they'll run the lines out, and the legs will go through guy lines. So, the non-resonant bits of the wire through pulleys, and they'll add little weights. And the weights will take the slack up enough, but they'll move. You want enough weight to pull the slack out, but the least amount of weight so it still moves freely. So there you go.
And what knot do you use to tie the brick to the line? No, I'm kidding.
Myriad.
I'm
I would
kidding.
probably JB weld a
Timber
eye
hitch.
bolt. Timber hitch would be good. Yeah,
Sure.
timber hitch would work. Sure.
Yeah, I actually do use bricks, but yeah.
All right, questions. Go for it. Otherwise, we'll talk about DXpeditions. Is anybody working them? Yeah, go ahead.
You looking at doing a follow-up with the POTA antennas next?
Maybe. Yeah. I'm kind of. I wish I was more interesting, because how many different ways can I say go get yourself a vertical antenna and go get yourself an end-fed half wave and just get on with your life?
But there are alternatives, right?
Well, sure.
Because I
but
mean, I was apes or the car video today was all about that new thing they're doing, but I've been on them for a while because I prefer a delta loop, honestly. And that res thing which Mike showed in his video not long ago, I went all in on that thing, and I love it.
like the kit with the blank and the tripod and all that stuff.
Yep.
So okay. If I'm gonna be somewhere for a weekend, I put up the Buddy Hex. If I'm gonna be a weekend but I gotta travel light, DX Commander. Well, there's 5. And then vertical antenna, like a 25-footer, like a telescoping or 17-footer, and an appropriate tripod type of thing. Yeah, I can get to 5, I guess. Sure, why not? Add that to the list.
Well, and, yeah, what I run into, I don't know, maybe it's just because of around here that's what happens, but the parks I'm in have a lot of electrical stuff in them, and they're noisy. And a delta loop will cut back quite a bit on that noise. In fact, any loop will, right?
Yeah. I think there needs to be better options in the delta loop space. We need a good delta loop. What are you using for your? I know you got the really big honking one you built at home, but what else are you running?
Oh, God, that thing is amazing. But yes, I like I said, I got the res, which is 2 sticks with they have a pre-cut wire.
Oh yeah.
And I went ahead and bought the pre-cut wire, although I could do it. And
Don,
then,
are you just extending the 17-foot whips with the transformer, and then or
exactly like he talked to you about when you were?
I've never used that kind of delta loop. So with that 4-to-1 transformer, the 2 17-foot whips, and the wire to connect the 2 tips. Are you just using the ATU to get on all the bands, or are you having to shorten the whips? How does that work?
No. You use because the wire that goes between the 2 whips is a single cut for a single band. So you do it. You fully extend it, and you run the wire through. Like, by the way, Michael KB9 VBR just did a video on it, and it's fully extended with the wire across. And then yes, you use the tuner. But and he demonstrates in there with a analyzer that most of the bands are under 3-to-1, and so just your internal tuner. Now he's running an 891, and so he uses an external tuner. But I use the FTX 1 Optima, and the tuner in that'll tune it very easily.
Well, how dare you, Don? Because
so Yasu has a tuner that works.
Huh? You did what? Sorry.
I did the exact same thing, and I went through the whole res system and got to numbers. Where is the delta loop?
Well, this is brand new, though, Josh. This is just something that he showed me at the Houston Ham Fest a couple weeks ago.
The 4-to-1, I know, but you don't even need that. You can just go straight between them and use any good tuner will handle it.
Well, I did find that it worked better with the 4-to-1 in it.
How did you test it?
By far. When I originally ordered it, I didn't realize when you bought the kit that it didn't come with the 4-to-1, and so I ran it for like 4 or 5 days without it, and then I added the thing and hooked it up, and it was noticeably different. I mean, that could have been band conditions; it always can be.
Yeah,
but it definitely sounded better. Now, did it tune differently? Yes, but it was still tunable, right? So
I can't imagine adding a 4-to-1 is going to improve your audio reception.
Well, again, my 1500 watt or 3000 watt version, it has a 4-to-1 on it. It was built that way, and it works fantastic.
Right, but that doesn't change.
I would
reception.
even say it works as well. It works as well as my DX Commander, and I'm talking about transmit and receive.
I don't
get
question
all
that.
bands with that one. I can get on all bands with that all the way.
Don, I'm not questioning that.
Josh,
I agree with you. I like
you.
delta loops. I'm just saying I don't know that adding a 4-to-1 tuner to a delta loop is going to make your reception better.
I don't know, because it definitely makes a difference. Or it seemed to make a difference for when I tried it. And now I've never run that big one out there without a 4-to-1, because you need some kind of transformer that it doesn't necessarily drop right down to, and it may be the way that one's designed. It doesn't drop down to a 50 ohm load, so you've got to have something to bring it into 50 ohms.
Yeah, a tuner.
And so that's why they put the not that far back. When you run a delta loop with a tuner, you're normally running ladder line all the way back to the tuner.
Okay, hold on.
Do that.
Don, just take a second. I've got the res system. Everything in the res system sans the 4-to-1. So I'm just using the blank. And you run it into a tuner, and it'll tune it. That's it. Same thing, sans 4-to-1. That's the only difference. Now, you can also say, I have the Chameleon version of this same setup. Chameleon's had it for years. Same setup. Their transformer is probably not 4-to-1. It's going to be different. But regardless, it's the same setup. A very good tuner, like the AH705 for the IC705, no problem.
Question.
Go ahead, question.
Yeah, on that setup, I asked Chuck and the 8 this morning about. So I've got a 4-to-1 Ballon with a winder. I want to make a delta loop. I've got a 17-foot whip. All I need is another one. How do I connect that into the setup?
So the way a lot of the kits have is they'll have a small loop. So it'll be a long piece of wire, and then it's terminated at each end with a little loop that has a crimp, and the loop is just big enough to go over the ball on the tip of the 17-foot whip. And then there's about a length of 2 to 3 inches to a alligator clip, like one of the square flatted alligator clips, and then that clips onto the 17-foot whip, giving you that electrical connection that bridges the two 17-foot whips to the wire in the middle.
Okay, so when I connect my 4-to-1 Ballon, which has got a wire winder on it, my center connector, which would normally go to the radiated element, is going to be on the, let's say, left one for giggles, because that's the way I'm thinking about it. And then when it comes around to the other side, do we hook that to the negative side, or we just leave it open?
So give me the parts that you're using. So you've got the 4-to-1. Are you making this out of wire or the 17-foot? You already said the 17-foot whips, right?
Correct. I could make it out of wire too. It wouldn't matter. I've got 2 DX Commander poles. I could make this work kind of any number of ways.
Sure. So
but I don't know how to hook it all up. That's okay. I don't know. Do I something back to the counterpoise or?
Yes, it's to the ground, which is going to be the shield side of the coax, right? So the loop has to go from that side all the way to the pin, the center connector of your coax. And that could be through a 4-to-1 or it just could go straight.
Okay. That's what I just wanted to make sure I hook up both ends to positive and negative.
Yeah. Yeah, that's right.
That's what confused me.
Yeah. One side is going to be negative, or the shield of the coax, and the other side is going to be the center connector, the pin. And they need to connect via a loop of wire or 2 telescoping masts that have a wire in the middle that makes good electrical connection. Or it could be Christmas lights. Remember I did the Christmas light antenna? And that I'd used a 4-to-1. Absolutely. I used that big honking 1,500 watt 4-to-1 unun to do that one. And that had two posts, right? And so one side goes to one post and the other side goes to the other post. That's all there is to it. I wish I was looking for my little tablet so I could draw it out, because it's a lot easier if I just draw it.
I understand it completely now that you said that I needed to connect to the shield and to the center. I just wanted to verify and make sure before I went off and did it, and I wasn't going to burn something out.
Well, don't underestimate your ability to burn something up, right?
But, I am good.
Yeah, you never underestimate your capabilities there. Tablet is sleeping. Okay, good.
Yeah, I've got an IC7100 at the shop now because of that, but we won't get into that.
Yeah. So we can keep talking about this, or is there other questions, or you guys have other thoughts there? If we're talking delta loops or loops in general.
Question?
Oh yeah, go ahead.
Hey, I got a quick question.
Oh, I heard one question. I think not Nick, the guy before you. So we'll come back to Nick. It was our Kiwi friend, right?
Yeah, that's correct. Thanks, Josh.
Hey.
So I was thinking, when you've got a radio which needs an external interface for digital modes, like a DigiRig, am I correct in assuming that you can't leave that plugged in the whole time? You need to unplug it if you want to switch from doing digital mode to sideband voice, and then replug it when you want to go back to doing digital mode with the computer.
So it will depend on the radio, but by and large, no, you don't have to disconnect it. Where did you hear that from?
I thought that leaving it, I can't remember where I heard it, but I thought that leaving it in interferes with the push to talk on the mic for doing voice, but I've obviously got that wrong, so that's good, because I do find plugging and unplugging cables very...
I don't doubt that there have historically been some radios that could have interference because of a digital interface being connected, but everything I know about current generation radios, I have never disconnected the interface. You don't need to do that.
Okay, so even slightly older radios like the...
You'll have to tell me the radio. You'd have to tell me the radio.
So 891, for instance, just for example.
No problem. Leave it plugged in.
Cool.
My car is my truck has a digital interface always connected to it, a DigiRig, and I still run voice on it. Usually, the way the radios negotiate which to use is when you put it into digital, or it's some setting within the radio to use the microphone for single sideband, or they just default that way. And then for digital, they'll use the interface.
Okay, that's perfect, because I find plugging and unplugging cables difficult, so that's very encouraging to hear.
Oh, good.
Thanks
Yeah. Okay, now back to Nick. Nick, you got a question. Go for it.
So I was watching this live stream, and my question was, I'm looking for something small, and I was looking at the QRZ kit. Would I have any advantage of waiting, saving money for something better if I wanted something small that I could pack in a bag, go set up for an hour or two at a park, and then go home?
So, I'm sorry, which kit is it? You're talking about the QMX?
QRP.
Yeah, which kit? Are you just talking about any QRP, or you don't?
Yeah, the QMX.
QMX, okay. Are you going to build it?
Yes.
Buy it now. It'll show up quick. The kits arrive very fast. It's not the kits. It's if you're going to pay someone to assemble it for you. That's what's taking 6 months.
Okay. Would I have any advantage of waiting and saving for something better, or is that is it just really convenience of the device itself?
Well, I mean, help me out here. How long are we talking? How much money are you going to save? What radio would you prefer? Like, what are you thinking?
Right now I'm looking to spend less than 400, but maybe 800. I mean, I'm not looking at the K2 or I'm not looking to spending $2,000 on a radio.
Okay. Well, you gave me very different price ranges. It sounds like you top out about 800, but now you're saying you don't want to go over 2,000, or is $800 the budget?
It would be up right now 400. If I were to wait probably a couple months, 800.
Are you always going to be backpack portable? Or are you trying to operate from a car? What's your desired operation?
Right now, backpack. I'd like to hike to a place set up. And I'm not renting a car, but borrowing a car, so I don't want to go putting holes in something.
get the QMX. Get it right now. Get yourself a decent little battery to go along with it, or like a USB to PD converter for 12 volts, and build yourself a K6 ARK microphone. I have videos on my channel of that. You'll be one and done under $400. Radio, battery, microphone, antenna. Good to go.
That sounds good. Thank you. It is late over here in the Eastern time zone, so I'm gonna head out.
Okay. Somebody asked really quick if you got a second. Is this your first radio?
This is my first non-handheld. Yes.
Yeah. I still, for backpack portable, QMX is fantastic. You'll do just fine.
Comment.
Go ahead, comment.
I'm only 5 years into the hobby myself, but I've experienced a lot of things in my 50-something years. I would recommend. I like the QMX. I like the QDX. I've made several of those actually, but as a first kit, the QMX is in such as tight quarters. Take your time. And the only other comment I've got is you might be better served with a G90 or something like that.
So I thought about that, but is it $400 for battery, antenna, radio, the whole kit, or is it just $400 for the radio?
Whole kit.
Yeah. So you're somewhat limited. Oh, you know what? This might. I can see, James. I can see your point on. So I can see your point on the kit building. It can be a difficult kit. So right now, Shegu has the G106 for $200 on sale, and that performs very well. Similarly to the QMX, it's bigger, but you get a speaker and you get a microphone to go along with it, and a screen that is a bit more full-featured in the screen sense from the QMX. That's $200 ready to go. You can just buy it. It's done. That will be backpack portable. It's more portable than the G90, and you will need a battery. You will need an antenna, but other than that, you're ready to go.
You said that was which one again?
The G106. I have a link to Radioddity in the video description. If you click on it and just type in G106 on the search, it'll come up.
Thank you.
Cool. Reminder for folks, he's backpacking, right? So I love me a QMX Plus, but we just got through saying it's his first radio, likely the first kit that he would be building. It's somewhat more intimidating. It's actually probably easier to build the QMX Plus, but there's a lot of toroids to roll. Go with the G106. That would work. I think work really well for a backpack radio. It has turned into quite the discussion in the chat about Delta loops. Well, go ahead, Frank.
Well, if the stupid button would work, I need a new button here. Most that's Dawn and Matt going back and forth about doublets and delta loops here.
Yeah. I can see that. Well, okay. Let's take a moment here, Frank. Since you're talking, explain yourself, sir. You made the audacious claim that the 710, the Yaesu 710, hears better than the Yaesu FTDX10. So give us the backstory on this.
Let me clarify this. I do not own the DX10. I played with it and the 710 at HRO Sacramento with their big, nice setup antenna, nothing out in the field or anything. But side by side, using the same set of high-all headphones on both radios, I could hear deeper into the noise on the 710 than I could on the DX10. It may have a better receiver, but with my bad hearing, I could hear deeper into the noise and pull out call signs on the 710 than I could on the DX10. That's why I say the 710 is a better receiver.
Do you go around telling people this? Like, has this come up in other conversations?
When people ask me which radio they should go with, the 7300, 710, or DX10, or anything along those lines, I tell them 7300's great. I have one of my own, but if you want to go Yaesu, 710.
Question.
So hold on before we go to questions. Frank, so you had not used the DX10 before. And you had not used that 710 before. You kind of just walked up to it. Oh, Snowcones is saying the same thing. He's backing him up. Wow. Okay.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Why?
1000%. I don't know. I've used the DX10 also, and I will say between the FTX, the DX10, and the 710, the 710 is by far the best radio.
Okay. Is there any adjustment of settings going on here?
No, even just stock out of the box, the 710 is by far the best radio.
HRO does not do any settings adjustments on their display stuff.
Well, you don't know what people did. You can't guarantee that. You don't know what people had done from day to day. You don't know unless you do the proper Grayman POTA and factory reset both of them, Frank. I don't want you to make a statement like that.
But see, I do at HRO only because I know the store manager. I can get away with this. I go, I'm resetting these radios so I can test them.
Did you do that in this case?
And that's oh yeah. Anytime I want to do an audio test or anything like that on any of their stuff when I'm visiting, I go, hey, I'm going to reset these. Y'all cool? They're like, yeah, go for it. If it's the VHF, UHF, they're like, oh, let's back it up first before you do that. Onto the SD card and then do it. On the HF, yeah, go for it. Free roam.
So skeptical of this claim. But we must pause because I got a super chat. So I'm answering this one immediately. $50 super chat from Tim Wambiki. Okay, right on. Thank you, buddy. Appreciate it. Interesting question. You did a video on the Kenwood TS480 SAT 6 years ago. And I'm wondering if you have any new opinions on it. I'll answer that first. No, I do not have any new opinions. They said, I just got one. Also, is the Yaesu FT857 still a good radio for POTA and SOTA? I asked because I'm getting good deals on both radios. So the latter question, is the FT857 still a good radio for POTA and SOTA? Sure, it's absolutely a good POTA radio. It might be a little too much to hike. I know Adam will SOTA his 857, and he's taken his 857 all over the place, and it's lasted just fine for him. I don't even think he has the side rails on his. So, yeah, absolutely. Yes, I mean, go ahead. I guess it depends on how good the deals are. And regarding the Kenwood, how are you using it? Is this like a car-mounted radio? Because it's a pretty sweet car-mounted radio. But, yeah, there you go. So hopefully that helps. Keep in mind, both the 480 and the 857 are all band. So they have VHF, UHF, and HF. So they're quite useful, quite helpful. Thank you. Appreciate the super chat. Oh my gosh, another super chat from Mason Castor. They said scored an FTDX10, was used for 2 months, came with box papers and an M90D mic for $850. That is a good deal. Great deal, even. You got better than 710 prices on a FTDX10. Nicely done. Wow. Super score. Okay. Back to ham litigation. No, what do we call that? It's arbitration. Ham arbitration. It's not ham court. I don't run ham court. This is ham arbitration. Grayman, are you going to say something?
Oh, I was going to ask when because Snowcone also said the 710 was better sounding.
Yeah.
Is it better sounding rudder or better sounding bang for the buck?
Yeah.
This has nothing to do with price, Tim. Nothing to do with price at all. It is literally I plug in the headphones and I listen to the radios and I try and pull out signals. And the 710 was, for me, heads over heels better than the DX10. I did see a comment pass by here. Tim K0WTB says, DX10 is amazing with their filtering, but the DNR algorithm on the DX10 are really terrible to his ears. Some people say they're amazing, but he prefers the 891s. Anything more than like 1 or 2 on the DNR filter, and it's just fish underwater. Don't even bother anything past 2. I don't know why they have it.
Okay.
In my experience, it's 4.
So, question for
I was going to say, I run.
Frank, you said you have hearing issues, like your hearing is not good?
Most of it is high-end hearing loss, so I don't have the higher the tone gets, the worse it gets. So I can hear deep down in the noise naturally just fine.
Okay.
It's the higher end stuff that I have issues with.
And then let me ask Snowcones, do you have a similar affliction?
No, I've got decent hearing. I mean, I wouldn't say it sounds any better than DX10. I didn't claim that myself, but it sounds good. I love the 710.
Wait.
It sounds better
So
than
what?
891.
Snowcones, you jumped in that you 1000% agree with Frank. What do you agree with Frank if you think they both sound good? Where are we going?
Yeah, I think it's a better radio in general. When I said the DX10 isn't as good, I mean the interface, the knobs, the stuff like that, the actual layout of the radio. It's just I'm comparing the entire radio, not just the sound of the radio.
You're muddying the water. I appreciate jumping to Frank's side because he's going to need all the help he can get here. But you're muddying the water a little bit. So let's just focus on the audio. I get that you like the radio, or the 710 more than the DX10. So from an audio standpoint, okay.
I can't tell any difference from one signal to the next on this DX10 versus the 710, but the 891 sounds like ass compared to the 710.
The 890. Oh, sure. I don't. Yeah, no. Nobody's yeah. Nobody's hill is that to die on. I believe. 710 and FTDX both sound way better than the 891.
So I will say this.
Okay.
I will say this. Using just the 710, because that's how I made my decision. Is I went into HRO, I did the comparison, I went 710 is so much better, and I got the 710. On the 710, when I'm out POTAing, I have a guy that's in his mid-60s, no hearing problems, has been a ham forever, and he sits there and goes, "How did you pull them out? I couldn't even hear them."
Okay.
And this is just with the speaker.
I get it.
Not the AM, but with the regular speaker on the 710. Same goes for another guy, but that's anyway.
So the problem
for that,
the problem I have here, I'll just tell you, I'm skeptical because these are kind of anecdotal claims that we're making, and I don't see any evidence from that on my anecdotal experience on both radios. I did not find the audio I didn't find the 710 better than the FTDX10. Equal to, maybe, but not better in any way. So the way that you're saying that is, it's very hard for me to investigate further because this is anecdotal. We don't really have any other information than you went to the HRO and you listened to both of them. So that's the difficulty I'm having here.
Fair enough. I know it is a very big claim to try and fill, and I'm willing to die on this hill.
Because I can see that. Because they're different receivers, and the expensive 101 and the FTDX10 share more in common than the 710. Because the 710 is a direct conversion. There's no RF front end discrete components and stuff.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. But for some reason, the 710, with even just turning up the inside speaker, but, at HRO, I went with Heil headphones. So, I got the Heil Pro 7s, and I just put them in, and between the two radios, I could pull signals out. I'm not going to say, okay, let me equate it to FT8 okay. A minus 24 is at the bottom end of the band for hearing signals, right? And a positive is, a great S9 signal, right? We can all sort of agree with that.
Again, these are anecdotal claims. We don't have any measurement info here other than it sounded better to you in the HRO. So I can't really take this any further. Okay. we would need to do some more
I'll leave you with this.
Real tests. Yeah.
I'll leave you with this. The 710 for my ears, even with my high pitch hearing loss.
Again, this is anecdotal.
It's just repeating
the same. I heard that. So it's yeah.
Okay.
I understand.
We'll have to figure something out here.
Yeah, there needs to be. You'd have to do. So I know it. I know it has to be done, but I'm worried about what it will take to do it. But you would basically need to do like a double blind comparison between the radios. And and also you'd also have to do SINAD just to check for receiver, sensitivity and stuff like that. But I'm assuming they're like. What you're more talking about the audio performance than the receiver, or are we talking about receiver?
I would say the receiver, because on the 710, say on the 710, I'm listening to 7200 for whatever reason. I was hearing stations on the 710 where the DX10 wasn't even seeing them on the waterfall.
Oh no, you've got a problem then. I'm sorry.
Same antenna.
No.
AB switch, same
now,
antenna.
Now
audio and then
we should have left it. We should have left it. Now I am very skeptical of what you're saying. You're saying that you heard stations on 7200 on the 710 that the FTDX10 could not hear at all.
That is correct. Same antenna, just the AB switch between the two. And then on top of that, the audio, I could hear deeper into the audio. So there's the two of those going on.
You keep saying deeper as though
I don't think that
we know what that means. It's all subjective. No, I can't, Frank. You got a busted DX10 you were working on, man.
I'll go back and I'll try it again. How's that? I'll film it this time, even because that was
not the same radio, not the same FTDX10. Go figure out if it's broken.
Not the same. Yeah, no, not the same DX10. I'll have them pull another one out of stock just because.
That sounds like something was set wrong on that DX10 because I've got both of those radios.
The RF gate was all the way turned down.
I know that it was all the way to I could hear down and anyway. And Dave, I hit reset on both of the radios.
Don't tell me about somebody that heard you. Don't tell me any more. No more anecdotals. No more. That's meaningless to me. I want real evidence. That's it. I'm good. If you're like, oh, I had my brother next to me and he's a concert pianist and he said the same thing. That's not evidence. That's just a statement. Okay, I got it. I remain skeptical.
If my brother were a concert pianist, Josh, I wouldn't be working for the railroad. I love my job, but I wouldn't be working for that anymore.
I think you think that concert pianists make a lot of money, and I don't know that that's the case, Frank. My uncle works for Nintendo. Is the perfect. Or my dad owns a dealership. Like that. That's the type. Oh man. Okay. I need to walk away from that one because that's okay. Now that I understand more information. Okay. Okay. Wait. Steve's on the case now.
Yeah, I saw it.
Now you're in trouble. Now you're in big trouble there, buddy. Oh wait, we got an audio engineer as well. Jam Scan's here. Oh yeah. He's making a joke about the YouTube comments. Okay. Frank, thank you for telling your story. I would, if I get my hands on an FTDX10 and a 710 at the same time, I will try and record audio clips, and we could potentially do a double blind. I don't know how I will remember to do that, but that would be a fun thing to do.
I'm sure Anaheim HRO has both of them ready for you to play with on their display shelf.
The problem I have, and so you said something also that I got gotta go back a little bit. The HROs generally don't have good antennas on the roof.
Ours,
no, they don't.
So Sacramento has a tri-band Yagi at 20 feet.
Oh, that's better than most HROs. At least down in Anaheim, they had like a whole roof change. So they have like a Chaw 250 Comet on the roof.
So last time I was there, and this was after I'd done this test, they still had it up. But yeah, they have a big boy elements up there on the roof, and it's because they did that because they moved into a bigger spot.
I get it, but okay. I can't. All right. So with that little interlude that we had, do we have anybody, any newcomers or anyone else? Open floor. Questions. Let's bring them forward. Let's answer some more ham radio questions. Who's in there?
Yeah, I got a question.
Go for it.
So I've heard you mention a few times that to not get a QRP radio is your first one, and I'm very new. I got my technician on Thursday, so but my question is, I have some things going on. We're remodeling our house, so I can't really put up an antenna and any of that for 6 to 9 months, so I want something I can just throw in my backpack and go.
So
is there
just really quick, I've never emphatically said don't get QRP. There's always disclaimers and other things that go along with that. So I'm not sure where you heard that, but continue with your story. So we'll break it down. Or question, sorry.
Yeah, my thought is that, I mean, obviously they're small, so that's what I was kind of thinking to go with. Get something small, something I can throw in my backpack and be very portable with it. But I was just kind of concerned with the thought that I believe you said it was more difficult to get contacts with a QRP because of low wattage.
Yes, so that is true. That is a true statement. So if you are trying to do, say, 5 or 10 watts on a QRP radio and trying to make contacts on single sideband, that same setup at 100 watts will yield more contacts. That's a true statement. So I probably have said that. The issue that, and to be, just to give you the background, my first HF radio was a QRP radio. And I had stuff going on at home, and I couldn't set up a permanent antenna, and so I would go in the backyard and I'd, build something, get an antenna on the air, play with the radio for a couple of hours, pack it all up, and then bring it all back inside. And occasionally go out and, do remote operation from some location. Keep in mind, there wasn't Parks on the Air when I started on HF, so the reasons to go do portable radio was not as good as there are now. So there are valid reasons to go play radio outside and all that fun stuff. But I found that over time, my frustration of having to go outside, having to erect the antenna, having to spend 30 minutes on setting the whole thing up to play radio for a couple hours and then pack the whole thing in, it began to get a little frustrating. And so what I started to say, on a lot of my videos was put an antenna up. Even if it's something that's not fantastic, just put something up that you can just plug into if you must operate outside or whatever, or temporary operation. Get something in the air that'll just be ready for you. It will make your life a lot better. You'll enjoy radio, particularly from home, a lot better. And then if you can carve out a space where a radio can just live, ready for you to turn on and use, fantastic. That's like, so the thing about it is like steps, like growing into like a permanent location would be the best way. But if you say, I'm never going to set up anything at home, I never plan on putting a radio in the house because of HOAs, or I just don't want to, and you're only going to do portable radio, then QRP can be fine. Just know that your operations, particularly POTA activations, they're going to take longer. You will have to have very good antennas that you know very well and are tuned appropriately to be effective. You're going to struggle. Somebody said, Snowcone said struggle bus. You will struggle for contacts more than if you have a 100-watt radio. But you are activating, so usually people will work through that to get a contact with you.
All right, awesome. Yeah, I think the long-term goal would be to put up an antenna and have a more permanent kind of setup for sure. But I was just I didn't want to get discouraged by like purchasing a QRP, going out and then just not getting anything.
So that's the problem.
That was kind of my thought. So
right. So here's okay. So now that you added that point to this is where it gets a little more confused or complicated. So if you are going to end up having a station at home where the radio will live and you'll have an external antenna and all that stuff, are you going to want to use the QRP radio in that capacity? And the answer is probably not. You're going to want a base station 100-watt radio. And if that's the case, then you might just want to buy the 100-watt radio now, do Parks on the Air with it with some portable antenna, and work towards having it live somewhere in your home when you're able to do that. That might be the better route, and likely over time, probably the less expensive route. Because what happens to a lot of folks is they go buy a QRP radio, they get a place in their home where they can set it up, they set it up, and then they're running QRP at home, and it's not great, and they're going to want 100 watts, and so then they're going to go buy an amp or do something, and then they're going to go, well, now I just want the 100-watt radio. So they're going to go buy a 100-watt radio. And so now they have the QRP radio, the 100-watt radio, an amp, whatever, and it just starts snowballing at that point. There's nothing wrong with that, but if you don't want to do that, then you just got to be honest with yourself and say, hey, I should probably aim for relative goals and just go for the goals.
That's fair. All right, awesome. Thank you for the information. I will consider that.
Okay, right on. Good. Now, if you go to Morse code, then yeah, you can use QRP all day. So just learn Morse code, and then that's your cheat sheet to you're cheating your way into cheap radios and lots of fun.
That's a thought. I was thinking about that, but I think that's a little more down the road. So,
well, there are a ton of people who start out and they just want to do CW, and that's all they go after, and they just focus that down, and that's what they do. So,
hey, Josh.
Yo.
Something to keep in mind that in the years ago, the novice license, you were restricted to CW, and most of us built our radios, and what you consider QRP now was full power at a screaming 12 watts if you could get it out of a pair of sweep tubes or a single sweep tube. So yeah, that's how we all started. So yeah, I mean, as you can talk around the world with 5 watts if the conditions are right. So yeah, just getting on the air is the fun.
I think that's true, but I think you also nailed it with the if the conditions are right. I think that you're less condition bound if you got 100 watts, particularly for single sideband. CW, again, that's a different story.
100%. No argument there. Absolutely correct.
All right, Jody's taking me to task, says, got time to review Tim's super chat question of the 480. So, Jody, are you on voice? I got time. Why don't you join us on voice? There he is. What's up, man?
Yeah. I'm here. No, just bringing it up. We never really discussed.
Well,
he's got a question. If you got any new opinions on the
no.
TS4?
I answered. I said no. I don't have new opinions on a 6-year-old. I did the video 6 years ago. That's the opinion. It's a cool radio, but it's old. You can't buy them anymore. So.
Oh, gee, I must have been listening on my DX10 or something.
You were listening on your DX10. That's. No, I went through. I started out literally on that first part. Do I have any new thoughts? No new thoughts. Everything I said on the video remains accurate. Cool radio, but Yeah. Did you, Jody? Do you have thoughts on the 480?
No, I only ever saw a guy bring it to field day once, and I thought it was a really odd thing to be setting up on a table. It looked more at home in a vehicle. That's my total experience with a 480.
I agree with you. That is a vehicle radio. That radio is designed to be in a truck. So there you go. Thoughts. Let's see. If you can find, there were 2 models of the 480. I appreciate that he has the SAT model. The SAT model has the automatic tuner, means it's limited to 100 watts. They made one with no internal tuner that does 200 watts. That's the one to find. If you can find one of those, that's pretty cool. Oh yeah. So Sean wants to talk about my new fancy telescope. Are you ready for this, guys? I'm gonna blow your freaking minds. And none of you can go buy this yet because I'm supposed to get an affiliate code with this company. And I promise I bought it before any of that, but I reached out to him and I'm like, this thing's freaking awesome. So I do scouting, backpacking, all that stuff, right? And we've been doing astrophotography with just the phone on a tripod kind of thing. Not great. And then I saw this. Ready? That's the whole telescope right there. It's a Dwarf Mini from Dwarf Labs, and I will put the KX.
Jelly.
I will put the KX2 next to it. There's your telescope. Now, I'm in a very light polluted location. Can I stream this? Lonely. Where's my lonely island? Lonely screen. That's it. It is a Sony. It's Sony Guts. It's a Sony imaging sensor. I don't know what the other processor. I don't know what the lenses are. Where is it? Let me see if I can host this. There we go. See if this pops up. I took a couple of images. One I sent to Tamitha Scove. So where is derp? That's definitely not it. There it is. So that's a picture of the sun that I took. And yes, it has an ND filter that comes with it. It's magnetic. And then I took this picture of the moon with it. Because again, we're not doing a lot of deep sky in my suburb space. But the point, this is the QRP of telescopes, okay? QRP of telescopes. It's small. It's under 2 pounds. So I can backpack with it. And that's the primary goal. And so we're going out at the end of March to an area that is very low light pollution. And I'm bringing that. And I'm also bringing that. So those 2 things are going to go in my backpack and going with me. It is $400. That's it. And it does image stacking via the app. So it'll take 400 images and stack them. You're not getting okay. You're not getting Steve level of capability here, guys. Let me show you Steve telescope. Definitely not this, but Steve is probably not also backpacking with this.
No, that lives in a trailer.
Yeah. So that's the point.
I mean, look at Steve's calves. I bet he does backpack.
Yeah, he does backpack with that thing. He definitely hikes it.
That's 40 years of hockey in that photo, my friend.
So that's
Steve
the
went,
deal.
Hold my beer. Watch this.
Yeah.
I am. By the way, Josh, I am in the shot of the sun and with the sunspots. Just absolutely, that was slack jaw when you texted that to me. That's a great shot, and the performance of that is just mind-blowing. And from what we used to as a kid, I remember sitting outside with a Minolta SRT 101 doing what's called a hat trick, where you'd have to hydrogen hype the film. You'd wind your own film into the cassette. You'd have to give it immerse it in a hydrogen bath to hypersensitize the silver halide crystals. You'd have to focus with a piece of vellum on the film plane to make sure it was in focus before you put the film in, because you can't see the focusing screen. And then what you'd do is you would put a hat or something in front of the lens, squeeze the shutter with the bulb, lock it, and you'd wait for the vibrations to calm down, and then you'd pull the hat away. You'd count to 10, and then you put the hat back on. They call that a hat trick, because otherwise you'd get shaky stars. So to be able to do that is just incredible. That's a really cool piece of kit.
So there's a funny comment from James, says, did you polish the lens yourself? That's probably to Steve, but this is kind of apropos. At my new job, the person I sit next to used to work at NASA. She's into optics. Like, I believe that was her whole engineering background, is optics and whatnot. In college, she hand ground the lenses for her telescope. She made a telescope as part of some project or whatever.
I did a 6-inch and an 8-inch, and I think after the 8-inch, you're either really good at it or you're not. But I have to tell you, it was one of the most rewarding things I ever did. A lot of astronomy clubs still do that. The ATMs of Boston are probably some of the most famous. But yeah, the whole clubhouse near Haystack was basically mirror grinding, figuring, testing, and sputtering, all right in the club. So it was kind of cool to be able to roll your own mirror.
So I get in usually before some of the folks in the morning, because I take the train and I got a little bike that I ride in. But she rolls in, and this is sitting on my desk, and I've got it, setting in its deployed format. She walks up and goes, "What the hell is that?" And I'm like, "Oh, it's my new telescope." She's like, "You're kidding." And I'm like, "Yeah, here, take a look at the picture of the moon." And she's like, slack-jawed. She's like, "I'm never going to break out my hand-built telescope ever again, because there's crap like this now that you could just buy, and the app does all the work. Literally, you do no work. You turn it on. The app says, hey, I think these things might be good." And then you click on it, and it goes, okay, finding it. And this will do equatorial mounting, too. You put this on a photo tripod, and it'll guide you on the equatorial mounting. And then it's locked in, and you just say, okay, see you in 4 hours, little guy, bye. And then you walk away, and it does everything. It's hilarious.
So Josh, does that field derotate as well? Does that actually derotate the image?
Yes. Yeah, it does all of it. There's post-processing tools in the app as well. It's stupid. It's hilarious.
So one of the things that I did years and years ago, just how nerdly the two hobbies collide, is a buddy of mine did slow scan from the scope, which was kind of cool. So, that would be cool.
You did slow scan of the
from
image?
the images that you
grab. Oh, that's cool. That is really cool. That is super cool. I love that. Yeah. So this is like the smart telescope market is not new. It's been around for a little while, and there's two major players. There's Dwarf Labs, and then there's C-Star. And if you watched the W6TRW field day that we did last year from, what was it, Cerro Nueva, whatever, 6,000 feet. We were 6,000 feet above sea level. Incredibly quiet for light pollution. And one of the members, actually three of the members, brought out their telescopes, and every one of them had the C-Star S50, which is probably 3 times the size of this. And they all had that up doing something. Like, it was just out there taking pictures. And then they were trucking and fiddling around with all their real telescopes. The C-Star was constantly making images and working through this schedule and moving around the sky and taking all these pictures. And they're just futzing with their real telescopes, hooking up their Peltiers and their gimbals and these huge contraptions and their laptops and all that stuff. It took them hours to get everything all dialed in. While that little thing was jumping around the sky taking pictures. And it's just like, it reminded me of like 3D printing with like the Bamboo Labs versus all the work we had to do to make 3D printing work, 5-10 years ago, and the difficulty. And now it's just like push button, beep boop, thing goes off, does it, and then you're done, right? It's hilarious. It's it's crazy how far things have come. Now, these little smart telescopes are not nearly as good as, what Steve has already shown in the real telescopes. No question about it. But anybody can pick one of these things up and rock it with it. And kids don't know better. Oh, that's okay. So, Steve, this is great. So here's a picture.
Okay. So
here's a picture that Steve just dropped. What is that of, Steve?
That's the Andromeda Galaxy.
Okay.
That literally was, we had gone up to, anybody who's in the Northeast knows Cherry Springs. There's two really good dark skies. Two of the darkest places in the country are on the East Coast. Cherry Springs and, oh boy, name escapes me over in, over down by Virginia. I'm sorry, by Virginia. Anyways, we had arrived early. We were setting up the tent, got the scope unpacked, and dusk had fallen, and M31 was just off the horizon. So we set up the camera on a tripod, pointed it in the direction, and took a couple of shots. And literally, that's if you can get to some decently dark skies, you can do that with a standard SLR. There was nothing fancy about that photo whatsoever. That was basically just an SLR pointed at the sky, and I think it was about a 15-second exposure.
So that's amazing. I have a horrible, I'm going to try and pull this one up because there's literally a stack that I took 2 nights ago or something. I'll pull that up in a second, but apparently I have to connect to the device, so I just turned it on. Yeah, so love it. I want to show this picture. Oh, can I do this? Let's see. Can I still? Yeah. Let's see if this will show up. Oh, it cut off the
comment.
Go ahead, comment.
Say, first of all, does my microphone sound okay? This is a new mic.
Yes, you sound great.
Perfect. Good. I just wanted to make sure. Yeah, wow, the astrophotography, how cool. I did a little bit of this years ago, and you guys, for entry-level stuff, what I found to be kind of fun is there was, I used actually a converted webcam, and this is 15 years ago. I didn't have high-end equipment, but the webcam with, I think it was an IR filter into a T-mod or something we called it, and you could record video on like a Go-To mount. Probably kind of cheesy, especially compared to what Steve is showing here. That's some very nice stuff, but you could record video, and then there was a piece of software called Registax, I think it was. Maybe something better nowadays, I don't know, but it would scream through all the frames and discard like 80%, keeping the best 10 or 20%, whatever you choose, and stack them based on points of light. Mm-hmm. And wow, this imagery is really cool. It brings back some memories. I just wanted to comment on that if there's anybody that's interested in getting into this. The money goes really quick.
So I can comment on that because I spent years doing that. So back in the day, we used to use the Sony XHAD devices were mostly security cameras, and you would remove the IR window from them if you wanted, and they made fantastic alternatives to expensive chilled full frame CCD sensors. So cheap CMOS cameras back in the day were nothing like what they are now, and they were relatively inexpensive. I threw a picture in the chat of Mars that using Registax, which was an open source piece of software, and that is Mars. You can see the polar cap. It's actually facing down because the image is reversed, but that was shot on a Samsung SEB 2000, and there's a piece of software called Cam Control. If you Google it on cloudy nights, it's a piece of software I wrote to control that camera. But I used that for years. Fast forward to today, and that's probably about 20 years ago. CMOS cameras have far surpassed CCD cameras. Back then, SBIG or some of the other larger full frame or the Kodak CCD devices, they were $2,000, $3,000, $4,000. I have a camera with a 3/4 frame sensor from 2010 that was probably around $4,500, and my $130 CMOS camera from ADIC completely blows it away with pixel size, QE noise, just phenomenal. But yeah, what you inexpensive, security camera device, or even some of the older microscope cameras, were even by today's standards is still pretty good. So yeah, you can use some of the open source plate solver software or even stacking software, and I think that's a composite of about 40 frames.
So this, in my backyard is what it took, and it's NGC something. I don't remember what it was, but horrible
stands
light,
for New General Catalog.
Horrible light pollution that I have, and that was 100 images or something like that, and some post processing. I'll look it up after, but that's somewhat zoomed in. But yeah, you could see it's way. It's like right there. It's that little guy right there. And again, again, it's a cheap little device, but still, it's amazing what you can do right now. It's shocking.
The roundness of the stars, for as long as you probably had that exposure, or for as many exposures as it's stacked, is a really good testament to the quality of the image. Just how round the stars are, and that's pretty impressive.
Yeah, I was pretty shocked. Like, I can't wait until I take it out in this backpacking trip and can actually give it some low light type of setups. And I'm gonna let. So the other cool thing is the app will let you schedule. It'll show you everything that it thinks you can see, and then you can go click, and then it'll just move around, take 100 stacks, move to the next one, take 100 stacks, move to the next one, take 100 stacks, and then that's it. And then you wake up in the morning and it's done. It's insane. But anyway, look forward to a video on that soon.
So, just a side comment here for Steve. Steve, I know Cherry Springs is dark and everything, but let me introduce you to a bigger, darker area that is 10 times better. Massacre Rim Wilderness area. It is so much darker and so much nicer, and it's considered an international dark sky sanctuary.
Yes, it is. I've been there. In fact, one of the pictures in the photo, one of the pictures I posted. In fact, that picture of the scope, that is at Okie-Tex, which is in the panhandle of Oklahoma. I think the population is 15 during the summer and 13 during the winter. And you're a smell in August if you get stuck out there. But that's one of the better places to go observing. But yeah, most of the Midwest is hands down like that.
Black Mesa.
Oh no.
Yeah,
no.
Black
This
Mesa.
is not
That's exactly right.
This is not Midwest. This is West Coast area. It's not exactly coast, but it's West Coast-ish. It's Nevada, and your closest neighbor or person of interest is the wild horses out there.
Yeah, it is nice out there. The caveat with, and by the way, I enjoy I always love that's a great, I do enjoy the road trip out there. Some of the best observing that I've done, believe it or not, is during the Winter Star party down in the Keys. And one of the reasons why that is a very different and one of the best places to observe is because you're well below the jet stream. One of the problems we have in the Northeast and most of the places in the Midwest is that you still have to deal with the atmospheric turbulence of the jet stream, no matter how clear the skies are. It's responsible for a lot of the optical, waviness, if you will, in imaging. When you get down towards the Keys, when you're below the jet stream, oh my God! You can use stupid amounts of, well past Dawes limit. You can get into stupid amounts of magnification with rock solid images. I mean, you can pump 200, 300, 400 times. There usually is a limit, depending on the size of your instrument. There's usually a limit as to how much magnification you can use before the boiling, the waviness, the aberrations start to get you because of the atmospheric turbulence. Once you get below the jet stream, it's a different world. That is an insane experience to be able to literally zoom the red spot till it fills the eyepiece is pretty incredible.
So let me take this super chat, bit of a transition here. So thank you for the input there, Steve, and the others as well. Yeah, post your images if you're on the Discord. Drop them in the hashtag live-streams. But got a super chat from the Mem Man RC. First off, love the channel. Helped me make the jump to general. What are your thoughts on the IC7200 as a portable rig? It depends on what you mean by portable. Backpack portable? No. Trunk portable? Sure. It'd be a good little POTA rig. Absolutely. It's a little old now. It's an older radio. If you already own it, go nuts. It's going to depend on the price. Somebody's got something clicking in the background. If you can mute if you're not. Don't need to hear the click, sorry. So it depends on what you're trying to do, really, more than anything, on whether it's a good portable rig or not. Backpack portable? No. Someone said it's water resistant. I did not know that, but now that I remember the keypads on it, that makes sense. Water resistant, to be honest with you, I don't think I want to be doing much radio activation in the rain, but it's good for transport. That's a good thing to have, so sure, why not? So there you go. Okay. What next? Let's go back for questions. Anyone with questions, comments, go ahead. We can go talk about telescopes some more. Go ahead.
First of all, I want to say that the astronomy pictures are absolutely amazingly beautiful. I've really enjoyed it. Really, it's really awesome. But
nice.
To go back to ham radio, just a random question. I hope you don't mind. But out of the digital modes, if you had to pick, because you've done a video on couple of videos on JSA Call, and you've also done a video or maybe two on via AC. So out of those two modes, which do you prefer and why?
I definitely use JSA Call more because I feel like I can talk to more people, more conversation, more information can happen at any one time. VAR AC is very point-to-point-ish in its primary design. I know there's a bulletin feature, but primarily its design is to be data transfer between a specific party, which, great, but not something I do all the time.
Okay, that clears it up a lot. Thanks for that.
Yeah. Absolutely. Well, things have actually been pretty calm, although I'm not seeing a lot of activity on Bouvet. I'm not seeing nasty comments like we were seeing yesterday, so that's good. What's going on with J51 Alpha? Man, they are working something. They are working 80 meters, 160 meters, 60 meters, no 40 though. So they're getting out there too. Pretty good. And remember, they've got the live update. Oh, they're on phone on 40. That's why. So, all right. Yeah, the J51 Alpha are in a good location to work a lot of people. They're at over 180,000 QSOs right now. 5.8 QSOs a minute is their running average. That's very good. Very good. And there are 6 stations on the air right now. Crazy. That's crazy. Very impressive. Oh. Well.
Hey, Josh. Josh, I'm getting there.
Well, I was going to say I did I'll go to your role in a second. We did the podcast last night, and I was, as expected, up till 4 a.m. I am tired. So I'm going to start going to YouTube questions here in a minute. But Rolla, go ahead. Or YouTube shout-outs. Rolla, go ahead, man. How you doing?
So I'm working on a project right now, trying to collect Morse code trainers, like little Morse code trainer boxes.
Yes.
I have a more Cerritos. Do you have any other suggestions that you've seen or used?
Yes. There was one that came to mind. It's more of a decoder. Does that work for you?
Maybe. I mean, I have like the MFJ decoder. I have one of those I got, but yeah, mainly the ones that you can send. It'll decode on the screen what you sent as like feedback. With an oscillator in it, some sort of training function to it for learning to send Morse code.
Oh, yeah. The MCT73. That's a good one.
MCT73. Cool. All right, that'll work.
Right? Did I get that right? Yes. In fact, I kind of like the MCT73 more than the Morserino. I was using it. I was running the trainer while my wife was doing Morse code practice on the podcast. Not last night, but we had used that for a very long time.
Cool. You like all the features in it then?
Enough, right? It does words, it will receive, and it does Farnsworth and Koch, and it's all adjustable. It's in a nice little. Have you seen it before?
No, I have not.
It is in a nice little case. Comes in a cool little case, and it'll take a key. It has a speaker, so you can transmit through it. It'll function as an oscillator. It comes with earbuds and has an earphone jack, so you can privately practice. It's pretty cool. Runs off of a 9-volt. 9-volt lasts forever.
Cool. All right, that answers that. Give me one more to go look at. Thanks.
VE6LK makes one? Really? Let's go check it out. Somebody just said in the chat.
Yeah,
VE6LK makes one. Vince has got one?
Yeah, Vince has got one on his his shop. Yeah, it's the Morse Tutor.
Yep. It's a little. It doesn't have a case, but it'll do call signs. That's a good thing. Usually, if it has a call sign feature, I like that. Call signs are for activating something. Call sign is the hardest part from my point of view because it's the most random character and number, and as the activator, you gotta figure out how that all works. Cool.
Yeah, cool. All right.
All right. I am fading fast. Were you going to say something? Mm-hmm.
Yeah, list is good, and the first two people are in chat right now.
Oh, okay. We're going to go. We got a special short time comment. Mark, Soda Plus is here. What's going on, man? Mark Soda Plus. Was he not ready?
I go to Aura and then come back to
Aura. Is Aura in the house? I see him. Potentially have important updates here.
You know how it is with figuring out this push to talk thing, though. We got to give Aura a second. I'm sure he'll get this.
I want to know what cool stuff R is bringing. No, I want to know what cool stuff R is bringing with him to Invention this year.
Mark, can you start the convo, or what are we waiting on?
Well, Aura has a really cool update, but I want R to get the shot at giving it. Let me text him and see what the problem is.
Okay.
Mark was a short time just to check in for his stuff. That's why I put him there with Aura.
So while we wait for Mr. Aura, go check out N6ARA Electronics on the YouTubes. Makes good stuff, and if you haven't been on the website's pretty cool too. He's got a number of cool kits here. Kit's probably the wrong word. A lot of it's already assembled, but yeah, tiny SWR meters, a lot of QRP stuff, right? Very QRP friendly. Common mode choke, an inline common mode choke. The tiny paddle, I carry one of those with me on most of my radio expeditions just in case I need a backup. New tiny filter. The tiny Gawant, which is the new antenna kit that he came out with, which, I want to see a completed picture. You got a completed picture? We can go check out the video. I think he's got a video up for it.
It's the most fun, terrible antenna that anybody has ever made.
The most fun, terrible antenna. There you go. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not the best at radiating, but I've absolutely activated with it. And there's something just really satisfying about using something that's tiny, a fraction of a wavelength.
For sure. All right.
Ara, by the way, is actively trying to get on, but for some reason Discord is not letting his audio through. So maybe we let somebody else go first.
Well, you're the go first. You're the go first because you got to go, right?
I do.
Yeah, go ahead.
Honestly,
what's going on, man?
Pretty much the only thing I've been up to for the last week was helping Ara out. So Ara is most of the update. Although I'm starting to think about Field Day this year. Field Day is coming up fast, and we're going to have to start putting together a plan for it. So
yes,
I'm excited about that.
Mm-hmm.
But aside from that, not much this week. It's been wild at work.
Yeah, likewise. Likewise, indeed. All right, so we'll go to next is Bill. By the way, Ara, when you get it sorted out, just yell. Just say, hey. Bill, Ham Radio Tectonics, what's going on, my buddy?
How's it going, Josh? I want to say hello to you. How you doing?
I'm good. Well, I'm tired. I'm very tired. I don't know what's going on outside. The kids are screaming about something, so I'm going to go sort them out here shortly. But I'm hungry and tired. How are you, man?
They're going to be good screams. I'm good, man. Thanks for the shout out. Hey, everybody, I'm Bill, Ham Radio Tectonics. I'm not going to keep you long. Getting ready for a move and a shoulder surgery and staying busy.
Oh, man.
Yeah. Shoulder surgeries are rough. Have you had one before?
Yeah, I had the right done, and now I got to have the left done. And I tell you what, I'm not really looking forward to it. Not a lot of pain, but a lot of inconvenience. And then I guess when they stretch it back out, it's a little painful, but I'll be all right.
You'll be all right. You're a tough guy. All right. Thank you, Bill. Appreciate you. Take it easy. Let's see. Next on the list is Frank. Our own Frank out here.
Yeah, me.
710 enjoyer.
Yes, the 710 enjoyer for sure. Although, don't get me wrong, I have a 7300 and I love it to pieces too. I use it almost as much as I do the 710. It does not hear as well as the 710 either, but I'm not going to go there. I have I have a lot of fun stuff going on. I have the Coffee Break Net on live stream, which is every morning, 9:30 to noon Pacific. I think I have that right. Yeah, 9:30 noon Pacific. It's 7:30 to 10 our time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I just did that backwards. 9:30 to noon Central, 7:30 to 10 Pacific. I'm as tired as you, Josh, and I haven't done much today. I have a new live stream I'm doing on Thursday night since NorCal Swap went away. I figured it out Thursday morning, and I went, yes, this is it. Now, the question is, how do I title it? Right now, it's Fix My Shack, which is just normal SHACK, but from the comments in the live stream, should I use Fix My Shack, SHAQ, as a pun, or Fix My Shack with Frank? That's the question.
Well, if you say Fix My Shack with a Q, they're going to think you're talking about Shaquille O'Neal. So don't do that.
But it's a play on the word Shack.
A play on what? The only thing we know that Shack is Shaquille O'Neal. What other Shacks do you know?
Your Radio Shack, your home Shack.
But it's
SHACK.
If you say SHAQ, we all collectively think Shaquille O'Neal.
Yeah, but it's a play on word. Okay, so that's a bad idea. I
would not do that. I would not do that.
Okay, so now then it's down to fix my shack normal spelling, or fix my shack with Frank's. With Frank. We'll see what happens.
Well, this is on your channel?
Yeah, every Thursday at 7 Pacific.
I would probably not put with Frank, because they know who you are. They're on your channel. So it'd be fix. So what you could do is fix my shack hyphen. Is there a topic?
No, it's just who in chat needs help with their shack. It can be anything, and it doesn't have to be in your house. It can be your mobile shack. It can be POTA shack. It can be anything like that. And Tom, no, not going to go there for a title on a live stream.
Okay.
So yeah, it can be any shack.
So okay. Fix my shack is like, and I would say fix my ham shack or radio shack or something, so that, because if you just say fix my shack, you're gonna people like that are looking for help from Lowe's.
Yeah, that's what I was afraid of. That's why I'm like, what other possible titles could I come up with? And YB Tech, no. Pimp My Shack, no. Prep Ham Paul does that. That's Prep Ham Paul's thing.
but even then, that's like, it's somebody else's IP. You're just copying somebody else's.
Yeah, exactly.
Shtick.
Yeah.
Be unique. Everybody's a unique and special flower. Come up with something fun and unique.
That's what I'm trying, and I'm having a tough name with this live stream
Frank,
title.
I know what you should do. You should ask this question to the people that watch your show. Have a poll.
I did, and fix my SHAQ was one of the responses.
No, not one. You get multiples and then have them vote. Pull it out.
Okay, yeah, I'll have to do that, because there were like 4 or 5 responses, and I'll have to go back and see what the other ones were. But that was the one that stuck out in my head here tonight. So yeah, I have that, and then the Coffee Break Net, and then of course Fridays with Frank, where we talk about anything. I had a very fun guest on last night for Fridays with Frank. And you actually have his comment up on screen. Mark from Boondock Echo came
Shacky
on,
McShackface.
and we said,
that's the answer. That's the name of your show, Shacky McShackface.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I'll give it a try. We'll see what happens. Because as you've said, go for a few months and see what happens, and if something's not working, change it. And so that's what I'll do.
Yeah. Feel free to change it. Yes. I like it.
Last night we had Mark on, and one thing so I promised Mike N2MAK. You know Mike, right?
Yeah.
We all know Mike. Yeah. One thing I promised him, I would shout out his 2-meter challenge tonight.
And I heard him talking. I was on the live stream, well, not on it. I was watching the Ham Radio Clubhouse where he was talking about this.
Right. Yeah. So we've set up a tiny URL to his video, so you don't have to remember where to go, what channel to click on, nothing. I'll drop it here in chat as soon as I unkey, but it's tinyurl.com/2metersc, and it goes right to his video explaining this whole thing with the 2-meter simplex challenge, and I absolutely love it. It's great, and we need to do 52 days of 2-meter simplex every time we can. So with that, I'm going to let you get down the list, because there's a couple of people that haven't been in here for a while here, and I want you to grab them. So Thank you, Josh.
Thank you, Frank. I will. I'll check that out. We'll make a quick shout out to Brooks. Thank you very much, Brooks, for the super chat. Appreciate you. He says, great stream tonight. Just a bump to support funds. Appreciate you. I think I'll see you here in a couple of months. The campout is likely full. I think we've already filled up the campout. I'm very excited. So those funds will go towards beverages and all the other stuff we do at the campout. So I'll see you there. Appreciate you. All right, next is, let's see. Clickety clack. Is Tim, Grayman POTA. What's going on, man?
Living a dream. So, not a whole lot going on. I will be live streaming here at 8 a.m. Eastern Standard, or I don't know what. Sometime after daylight savings time kicks in at 8 a.m. I will be out there.
Yep.
Yeah. So everybody's gonna lose an hour, but I'll be out there. And no, I'm sorry. I said 8 a.m. 9 a.m. Eastern. I will be out live streaming. And
Nice.
do a little bit of live POTA action from the park. I'm sure I'll be dodging the ARRL sideband DX competition. So I'll probably be or contest. Sorry, I'll probably still be on 40 to get some of the local people in close proximity. But I'll switch over to one of Warwick bands a little bit later into the thing. And not much other than that. I am. Trying to get the watch hours up a little bit. We're just under 3,000 watch hours on the Ham Radio Kids table.
Mm-hmm.
So
okay.
I've got a playlist that put out there, and I can put it here in the chat. If you guys aren't familiar with the Kids table, we're trying to take a different approach. It's not your grandpa's ham radio anymore. We don't take any excuses from old timers. Don't need to hear the crap. Go out, have fun, enjoy it. That's what the Kids table is all about.
Right.
So with that, I will jump out and say 73.
They take no craps. There you go. Appreciate you, man. All right,
No
next
craps.
is
None of the craps.
None of the craps. Ham DeLorean is next. It's Brian. How you doing, man? Is he there?
Oh, great. He jumped out after I made the list, apparently.
Son of a... No, I'm just kidding. That's all right. Next is Jonathan. Okay. What?
Brian, how dare you? How dare you? No, go. Hi, Jonathan.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Jonathan's here. KM for CFT, the maker of the kit we were talking about on the previous show. How you doing, Jonathan? Good to hear from you.
I'm doing pretty good. Sound good?
You sound great. What's going on, man?
Pretty crazy week actually. Bought myself a new base station, the IC 7300 Mark II.
Oh, all right. How's that going?
Yep. It's I just definitely prefer ICOM's UI over Yaesu's. And for some reason, I got it because unlike the regular Mark I, it also has an APF, an audio peaking filter.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're a CW op, that's quite useful for like the if you got like a weak station.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know why, but ICOM does not advertise this whatsoever on their like any of their marketing stuff. And I would think that's a pretty major feature to be added. So I don't know what's going on with that.
Yeah, what's the deal? So what does this give us? Talk a little bit about it, because I guess I haven't used this yet, because I don't think I've made a contact on the 7300 yet on CW. So explain this a little bit.
So basically, it's the best way I can think of it is it's a very thin, like very narrow filter with a boost on it. So if you got like a super weak signal and you do is you zero beat it with that peaking filter, and it'll bring up that CW station by a couple dB, and it'll make it so that you can just hear it a little bit better. It's a bit hidden. You have to go to like into the menu and then find this, or into the function menu and go to the second thing. But luckily, ICOM was smart and made it so that you can assign it to one of the front panel buttons. So like I have it assigned to the auto tune, because I don't use auto tune, so it replaces that. But yeah, it's if you're listening to weak signals, you'll it'll become very apparent how useful it is. So I've been playing around with my new toy, and it's an awesome radio. And actually, I worked J51A a couple days ago. One of my friends told me they were on 12 meters, and it actually was my first 12 meter QSO ever, and my first split QSO.
Wow, cool! Congratulations, that's awesome. And you made it with a cool group.
Yep, and yeah, it was pretty cool. Other thing that's been going on is I've been pumping out 3D printed parts for my paddle kits. We're kind of reaching out to see if we can do paddles with logos of different clubs, like the Long Island CW Club, which trying to get permission from some of the other ones like Straight Key Century Club and CW Ops, stuff like that. And yeah, so that's been going on. And the other thing is I've been doing a little bit of playing around with the CFT1 next version of it that adds a few more features. I just finished the board design of it a couple hours ago.
Cool.
And yeah, it's going to add a speaker and a SWR meter, since that was the most requested features. And also, I built Aura's Tiny Gawant, and I tried to work Aura a few hours ago, but from Colorado to California was a little bit of a stretch. But I was able to work Arizona from my front yard.
Hey, excellent. Good job.
So
Good on you.
It definitely is better than a dummy load, that's for sure.
Yeah, I think so. So cool, man. Thanks for hopping on. I appreciate hearing from you. So have a good rest
Thanks
of your
for letting me. Yep.
All right.
Is my microphone working now?
Yes.
Oh
Is that
my
Aura?
gosh, dude!
Hey.
I had to reboot my Hey, what's up?
What's
I have to
going
reboot
on?
my whole computer. I have no idea what was going on there, but thanks for calling me first. I really appreciate that.
Sometimes that is the best way to just completely reset the computer. I'll tell you. So, yeah. So what's
the IT
what's
crowd
going...
mantra wins again?
Yeah. So what's going on?
Sorry. Oh my gosh, a whole bunch of stuff. As Mark was mentioning earlier, last week I dropped a new video on how I'm manufacturing the Tiny Gawant antennas in-house. Right now it's a very manual and very slow process.
Yes.
And not tomorrow, the day after tomorrow, I have a pick and place machine coming in.
Ooh.
So I'm going to be able to actually mass manufacture surface mount parts in-house, which is going to be really sweet. So I hope to do a video on building it, calibrating it, and sort of showing how I went from a manual part placement workflow to an automated placement workflow.
That's fantastic. That's great to hear. I'm excited for that. Yeah, your manufacturing studio is coming right along, so that's awesome.
Yeah. And I guess one other quick thing to plug in here is the soon-to-be Tiny filter. So Mike, K6STR, designed this brilliant, super small 2-meter bandpass filter. And so last week, Mark and I took it up to a mountain, San Gabriel Peak, right next to Mount Wilson, which is like, a 10 megawatt station. I mean, there's a bunch of stations up there. I don't know exactly what's up there, but it's enough to desensitize any 2-meter, most 2-meter radios, including, your typical Quansheng and Baofengs. And so Mike built this amazing bandpass filter and approached me about turning it into a product. And so that's what a lot of my time and effort is focused on right now, is trying to build a very small, affordable bandpass filter for 2-meter.
I love it. I am excited to try one. I'm excited to get my hands on one because we need better options in that space. So I'm excited to hear more.
Dude, totally, yeah. And yes, to those asking, it will have both SMA and BNC options.
Nice. That is, it is good to have the option for those that want it.
Totally. Anyway, thanks so much, man. I appreciate you giving me some time here.
Yeah, Frank's going to say something. Go ahead, Frank.
I'll just say this. You got to thank Mark for Soda Plus, Mark, just so I'm clear. You got to thank Mark because he tipped me off before a whole bunch of people got in here, and I told him, do what you can to get Aura in here. So thank Mark for your little spot here tonight. No, I'm joking. No, I'm serious.
Yeah,
I'm joking.
That.
You're always welcome.
Joining anyway, but yeah, Mark.
Mark was like, Aura has big news.
Classic Mark. Thanks, Mark.
Yes.
And Mark.
All right. Thank you. Appreciate it. Okay, next, Dave, the Hillbilly Ham. Are you in there, Dave? How's it going, man?
Yeah, I'm in there, Josh. Good evening.
What's going on?
Oh, not a whole bunch. Well, you guys were talking about Delta loops earlier. I was going to jump in and say something. That's one of the things that I'm going to be working on is a video for the Alpha Antennas Delta Loop add-on. You were talking about portable. I've taken it out once already, and I'll tell you what, I definitely going to be one of my arsenals taken out. It took me all of about 5 minutes to get it set up, ready to go, and 80 down through 10, no problem, with a Yaesu's internal tuner.
Very good. Is that is there a 4-to-1 unon, or how does Steven handle it?
You know, I haven't asked him what's inside the transformer, but there's a transformer that you put on the vertical post. You add it there, and then you've got to run a strap to the outside of the ground to the SO239 on the hexagon unit.
Mm-hmm.
So he is using a transformer in it. There is something that is added on. I'm just not sure what's inside his transformer.
Gotcha. Okay. Very good. Very good.
But I will, before I get the video posted on it, I'll make sure I reach out to him so I can add in the video of what's inside his transformer on it. But I'll tell you what, I was highly impressed because when I took it out, 110 contacts using the FT710, and I got 85 of the contacts on 20 in about 45 minutes. But other than that, just working on that. I think I came up with a new video idea tonight. I'm going to prove that the 710 is not a better receiver than the DX10. I just got to figure out how to exactly do it since I have both of those radios.
How dare you? How dare you threaten Frank's favorite video or favorite radio?
He's the one. I said I should do a video on that, and he's the one in chat that said do it. So I'm going to do it.
If you got both of them, you should do it. Yeah, absolutely. You should, and then you can put this to rest. Now, how are you gonna do some? You got some audio testing capabilities, or what's your plan?
No, and that's what I got. I don't have any of my audio equipment that I used to have from back in the band days, so I got to figure out how to do this to where it's not just perception and my opinion. Mm-hmm. So it's going to take a little bit of work, but I'm actually going to figure this out. I got a couple buddies that got some audio testing equipment that if they still have it, I'll use that. But I'm not just going to go and do an antenna test switch. I want to, because I will say, I will agree with Frank a little bit. I will say the 710 is almost, if it's not as good, which I don't think it is, it's real close to the DX10. But I don't feel that it pulls out weak signals as well as the DX10 does.
Yeah. So we got to be really clear, right? The Sherwood list, and you're all hopefully going to be surprised by what Rob has to talk about on our interview that we did. Sherwood's list is sorted by dynamic range. His list is for dynamic range. That's not what we're talking about here, because Frank's example had nothing to do with a close adjacent signal that was booming in next to the signal that he wanted to receive. That's not what this is. Sherwood's list is for that, specifically for dynamic range. That's how it's sorted. I'm curious, though, does he have sensitivity? I always forget.
Well, selectivity would be a better one, but...
Selectivity's, yeah.
Yes.
A good one.
Yeah, I think Steve's right there. But I don't think he had sensitivity on it.
No. So there's a couple of things, right? Like your SINAD test. I don't think he has SINAD on here. No.
Those are very old school measurements, but yeah, the selectivity would be a good one to do that you don't need a tremendous amount of test gear for, and SINAD as well. But it's the difference between a real hybrid SDR versus an inexpensively sampled front end. And I don't mean inexpensively like it's cheap. It's just that was the price point they were shooting for in that radio. And it's a very different price point and very different performance margin.
So the 10 kilohertz blocking, it's 141 versus 129 on the
it's huge
versus 710. But I argue that human ears can't even discern the difference. I don't know. Go ahead, Steve.
I agree. Go ahead, Steve.
Oh, I'm sorry. So the 2 kilohertz one, I think there's a 2 kilohertz measurement, or if he doesn't do it, I know that is part of the spec. Those are the better ones. So for instance, in a sampled front end, it could be, in the presence of a strong signal somewhere in the band, in a poorly filtered front end, or in a front end that doesn't have the selectivity that, say, the FTDX line does, we'll throw that front end right into compression, even though you're not receiving that, even though you're not tuned to that particular signal. The front end, the AGC, is in compression, or the receive side of that the receiver's in compression, which you will hear, and you'll hear that as a loss of sensitivity, if you will. And that's typically what happens with that. That's one of the advantages of the pre-selector on the FTDX line of radios.
Yes, I agree. None of that in the 710 though, because it's direct conversion versus the hybrid.
Correct.
On the DX10 and the 101. But okay, Hillbilly Ham, thank you. I appreciate you joining us. And yes, get on that comparison between the 710 and the FTDX10.
We will, Josh. First, I'm going to get that the full review of that Hextena Delta Loop out, because I think that completely changed. Because I love my Hextena, but to run bands, I've got to go out and change it. With the Delta Loop, I don't have to go touch the antenna once I set it up, and I can use my tuner to work the different bands. Exactly. All right, Josh.
Yep.
Thanks.
All right, take it easy, man. All right, next is Mike K8MRD, the ham radio tube. The tube himself is joined us. What's up? Is he there? Oh my God. Uh-oh.
It is way too early for him to be in bed.
Oh, he's muted and deafened.
Yeah.
Maybe he's...
Uh-oh. All right, well, we'll have to come back. So, Mike, if you hear this, if you're listening, we'll come back to you. Just give a shout. Okay, next is Mark Boondock Echo. How's it going, man?
Oh, come on, Mark. Really? Well, hold on. Let me...
It's okay, because I'll just go to bed sooner. Let's not belabor it. It's all right. If Mark comes back, we'll get him in there too. So, hey, Mike and Becky, the ham radio duo, are here. How's it going? Mike and Becky on the line there?
Yeah, yep. We're here. Everybody else left, but we're still here.
Good. How are you doing?
Yeah, we're doing great.
How about you?
I'm tired.
Staying busy?
I'm
tired.
Incredibly busy. Yeah. Stayed up too late, and now I'm drained. But how you been?
Yeah.
What's going on?
We know the feeling.
Yes. Well, we can give part of Mike's update for him, maybe, because we heard that we made a thing called the contraption. It's basically a 3D printed case for a QMX QRP radio that can also fit a battery in our antenna. And I know he's been playing with that. So I saw that showed up as a preview for his members.
Yeah,
so
it turns it into a handheld HF portable.
Yes, I'll pull up the video here so we can see it. Oh yeah, your campfire. Oh yeah, look at that. That is quite the contraption. You got to bring that to Pacificon. They do a whole thing on like radio builds, like non-traditional radio builds. They would love that. Let me see. Let me get over to this next video. But yeah, awesome. Oh yeah, there it is. Look at that. That is a contraption and a half. Look at that thing.
It is.
Yeah. So I know Mike's been playing with that also. So if anybody wants to print it, we've got the 3D files for anybody who wants to download.
On our website, you can get the 3D files and print it out.
Oh, cool. All right, I will check that out. Always need a way to make my my QMX more handheld friendly.
Yeah, and it's just a teeny bit less expensive than the KH1, but not nearly as small and elegant. But it works. It gets the job done.
Good. Yeah, I love that. Yeah, very cool. Anything else you want to mention or anything coming up?
Yeah, we're busy. We do have a new Ultra.
I guess we could let the cat out of the bag, and one's on the way to you. Thank you for your support.
Yeah, we have a new QRP ultra affordable radio that we've been collaborating on with a hardware designer, and it's the goal is to make something that's more like a modernized Pixie, something that's easy enough to build in a very small amount of time, but actually is usable. It's not something that's meant to compete with any of the existing other great radios. So if anybody is already in the market for any of those other great budget radios, they should definitely just go ahead and get those. But hoping that it'll end up being so inexpensive that if anybody wants to get into HF radio or outdoor radio, that the cost won't be a factor.
I know this is kind of just, you're talking about this for the first time. I wasn't trying to put you on the spot, by the way. I did know about this. I wasn't going to lead the witness, but do you want to mention what you think the price will be, or is that stuff that all is yet to be determined?
So
we have a goal.
Yeah, the price is to be under $50.
Wow.
We're not sure. There's just there's a ton of different things that prevent us right now from being able to make it as cheap as we wish it could be, but we wish it could be even cheaper than that, but under $50.
That's awesome. Okay, I have one on the way, I believe. So I will build it up, and we'll be talking about it. So I'm very excited to see more of it. And I saw the 3D printed case for it, and your kind of mock up there. Very, very cool stuff. So yeah, can't wait to see more.
Yep, and so we're hoping that it's only a couple of months away. I almost don't want to mention timelines because that's how things get in trouble. But
yeah,
but a couple of months away, and so right now we're just we have a very small number of them that we're making just to prove everything out and get the project off the ground.
Excellent. All right, very good. Well, I'm glad you hopped on to say hello and catch us up with what's going on. You got a lot going on, so very good. I like to hear it. Appreciate you guys. Thanks.
Yeah. Well, thanks. And
thanks for having us, and we're excited to see what you think.
All right. Very good. Me too. I'm excited to see it.
Josh.
I got your message, Frank. I got it.
Okay.
Thank you. Next is Aaron, Modern Morse Keys. Are you there? Aaron, going once. Going twice. All right. Thank you, buddy. I'll talk to you later. Tim, Radio Brotherhood is next. Are you there?
Good evening, everyone.
How's it going? What's up with you?
You got quite a crowd tonight. That's good.
Yeah, we're busy tonight.
Well, for me, I've been just doing activations as weather permits out here in South Dakota. It comes and goes. And then I've done some, added a few things to the shack. I got a Mark II. Hasn't been delivered yet, but it'll be here shortly. And I added a Mercury Lux to my 7610. So, I've been spending all that YouTube money I get. You know how that works.
Yep, I do indeed. Well, I appreciate you.
Other than that, everything's good. So you guys have a great one. Thanks for being there. See ya.
Right on. Thanks for joining us. Okay, I think we got a couple folks that came back in. Brian, the Ham DeLorean, are you on mic?
He's literally right above you. He's not muted. No.
Okay.
Yep, sorry, made it back.
Okay. What's going on, man? How you doing?
I'm doing great. Hey, Josh, I just want to take a second here to kind of give you a little shout out here. You're one of the reasons why I kind of got back into ham radio was your channel.
Well, I'm glad to hear it. Glad you're back on the air.
So, been my last video that the last few videos that I've done have kind of been for some of the viewers. Seems like we've gone down the APRS WinLink rabbit hole. Mm-hmm. So I've been trying to answer a lot of the questions in regards to that. Had a amazing experience at Micro Center. I thought I was going to get in trouble filming there.
Okay.
But the manager came up and said, "Hey, man, whatever you need. Whatever you need, if you need us to open up a case for you or something." And so,
wow,
shout
that's
out
great.
to them.
Well, that's great.
So, and they impressed me so much, I went and got a new 3D printer. So I'm playing around with that.
They gotcha. Right on, man. That's cool.
But no, thank you so much for the shout out. And like I said, you know, it's an honor to be here. It's an honor to talk to you, man. I've been watching you for forever, and now I got to go back and find the G106 videos that you were talking about.
Yes, if you just go to my channel and click the little the magnifying glass and type in, I think if you just type in QRP and scroll down, you'll see it on the thumbnail, and that's the one. There's actually a standalone video, and then there's a live stream, and both of them probably will have audio samples and whatnot.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Cool. All right, man. Thanks for joining us. All right, going back, let's see. We had, was it Boondock Echo Mark? Yeah, Mark from Boondock Echo. Are you there?
I hope so. Can you hear me now?
Yes, we hear you loud and clear. You sound just like yourself, Mark. How's it going?
Good. How you doing, man?
I'm tired.
I'll make it quick, buddy. I want you to get to bed. So pretty good. We finished, when I say we, my wife, myself, and two neighbors finished the CERT basic training this last Friday. Oh, so that was kind of interesting. I will say this, if anything really bad happens in the city and they decide it's a good idea to call our crew out, woo-wee, they need to get drug tested.
Yeah.
But I would say it's good training, and everybody should go through it. At the very least, you can not become a casualty, right? That's what they tell you.
It is very good training, but I remember when they got to the part of the training that talked about cribbing, like we would be cribbing out the foundation of homes and stuff, and I'm like, there is no way that random volunteer civilians in the city are going to be using logs for cribbing out foundations. We're not doing any of that. If it's down to us to do that, there's some people that are going to be hurt real bad. Like, no.
Right?
Did you practice it?
No, they didn't let us practice it. The cribbing? No.
Oh, they did. They did us. They set up a whole thing on the last day. We got to put out fires, and
we did that.
Fire extinguishers, but they also brought out like a 1-inch fire hose for us to use, and we did sample triage, and like there was an emergency. It was kind of cool.
No, I did all that too. You did cribbing practice?
Yeah, the city of Hayward has you lift cars off of mannequins.
Oh, I did not. We did not get that opportunity. I would have loved that. But you know what I'm talking about, where you like stack boards in like railroad ties. You stack them in offset to raise up a foundation. That's what cribbing is.
We did not do that.
Yeah,
they
covered that in my
training. Fire truck and an airbag.
We did not have fire truck and airbag. I would have gladly participated in that. Okay.
So yeah,
training
so that was fun.
Better,
we hired our sales director this week. We hired a marketing guy this week. And there's a new firmware to offload the work from KC. So things are popping in Boondock Echo land.
Excellent. Well, congratulations. I'm very glad to hear it. I'm looking to hear more.
Well, I will share you this. One of the things we thought would be fun is if we take some audio that we're picking up over the air and just making some stupid cartoons for it. So the latest on the YouTube channel that got a few views was Engine 20, and they were at a Staters Brothers, and a fight broke out, and they weren't getting out of their truck. So they just sat there drinking coffee and listening, and calling dispatch every couple minutes, and it's like, yeah, you need to send more guys. It was pretty great.
I like that. I'm going to go check it
out. I think the exact quote was, public safety's looking overwhelmed. You might want to expedite additional response.
I like it. I'll have to go check it out. So you said that's over on the YouTube channel, right?
Yeah, it's just a bunch of stupidity stuff, but it's, 15 seconds. It's probably like 11 seconds. It doesn't take long.
it is now in chat if you want to open it on your live stream, Josh.
Well,
Damn it, Frank! I want to go to bed. Stop.
Yeah, let's
God.
not divert.
Okay,
You know,
we're watching it.
I said if.
Josh, don't do it.
I already did.
He's done it.
We got public safety on scene, but you might want to expedite sheriff. I think the public safety is kind of overwhelmed.
That is pretty funny. Okay. Thank you. I appreciate that. All right. Very good. I do want to... Yes, thank you, Mark, for joining us. I appreciate it. I do want to show this meme because it was too good. It's Aura farming. And that's Aura's head very nicely placed on Piccolo's body from Dragon Ball Z, which is very good. Jonathan did that, so nicely done. And I think we got another Jody special out there. Seriously, you activated a POTA from inside your car. Literally ham shaming. That is a real thing. So I am tired. Appreciate everybody on the Discord, but I got to get out of here. And I will talk to you guys next week. All right. Next week, yes, we're on for next week.
Go to bed.
I'm gonna go curl up on the couch and watch a movie. So take it easy, everybody. See ya.
7-2.
See ya. All right, everybody on the YouTube. So, real quick, let's go back in here. I have not heard much on the pretty quiet on the Bouvet front, as well as you can't beat that. J5 1A killing it out there. Listen for them on the nighttime band. So 40 meters and 30, not 30. 80 and 160, as well as they were on 60 meters too. So listen out for that. But anyways, I'm exhausted. I got real tired there at the end. So I'm gonna go lay down, get extra sleep because we're gonna lose an hour, right? So get ready for that. And yeah, hopefully you enjoy your Sunday of ham radio and you have some fun out there. Until I talk to you, 73. Good luck sleeping. Good luck sleeping, everyone. Good night. Bye-bye.